Almost hear the alarm. We're on the coast.
You answered a couple questions I had already.
The governor's talking. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna put up a bunch of edit. It's sort of like a panic edit. A bunch of little snippets of the day since I found out today earlier about the tsunami and its arrival. It's about an hour before its arrival. So it's going to come in from the north. This is the south shore. Could wrap around, and it's not like Wi-Fi wave or short wave. This stuff is more like it pushes in. Now, 6 foot, 3 foot. So imagine if it bunches up. It bunches up. So imagine, I'm gonna put this in. Imagine if you went to the beach and you see the sand on the beach and you wanted to make the sand on the beach a foot taller. That's a lot of sand for the whole beach to be a foot taller. So if you're going to make the beach 3 feet taller of sand and the whole beach. Now all that sand that you have to add to the beach to do that, that's the volume of this wave. And now this is over here. It's 500 miles wide, these waves, and acres. And so there's a lot of water to be bunched up. And so there could be some big flood damage. And if people aren't careful, if they're swept out to sea, it's like, because they can't whisk you so easily. So here it is, a bunch of footage, and I'll do something later, maybe. I don't want to tempt fate or nothing, but I think there's going to be flooding stuff and damage, and some people might get injured, even casualty. But I don't think it's going to be a spectacular thing. But never know. So cross fingers. Hope not. Good. So here's some footage.
Will be life-threatening. Now I'm going to turn this over to our TAG General Manager. It is a warning, which means we have to evacuate the coastal zones right away. We want people to drive carefully. You need to expect that there will be flooding on all of the islands, and it will be imminent after the wave hits. We should be safe, therefore not sorry. The first impact, like I said, is about to happen at 7:10 p.m., which is about 2 hours from now.
The first wave to reach the islands is estimated at 7:10 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. The attention alert steady signal tone may be
the expected 7:17 arrival. We don't have any predicted reliable wave heights of how big the waves could be as we.
The 2 medevac aircraft for the island of Oahu, although they can respond to other counties. They carry with them a search and rescue capability with an infrared radar system that can see throughout the night and look for heat signatures, a hoist, and an onboard medic to provide any kind of medical support.
That's why we're always postured to first check. We don't want to alarm people unnecessarily, but once we see that there's going to be a wave, we begin our protocol. And usually the protocol results in an initial siren, which you heard, just to kind of wake people up to the severity of the situation. That's why we're always postured to first check. We don't want to alarm people unnecessarily, but once we see that there's going to be a wave, we begin our protocol. And usually the protocol results in an initial siren, which you heard, just to kind of wake people up to the severity of the situation.
This is an hour and a half before the tsunami. South Shore, Oahu. This is South Shore, but it's all shores. Come from the north, wrap around.
Is way different than being amplified at the shore, but at the open ocean they've been ranging between 0.6 feet and 1 foot. Now again, that is in the open ocean in the very deep water with no obstructions and no impacts and interplays of the various coasts, the reverberation.
That you're seeing is the predictions, but the water levels actually above the blue lines, that's the water level that the buoy has been picking up. Now you notice this goes back a day, okay? For 12 hours after the tsunami arrival.
Kealakekua Bay,
Yeah.
gosh, more than a decade ago now, when
Yeah.
when the house was floating around in Kealakekua Bay,
Yes.
that was a reverb effect quite some time after the first waves, so to speak.
The first one is not exactly the biggest one, and 1.35 feet. So we have seen the peak, the crest of this.
Of the initial
Tsunami hits. So again, that tsunami, according to the National Weather Service, is supposed to hit shortly after 7 o'clock, so just about an hour. And but yeah, we're up top, we're safe, and we're gonna keep an eye on everything going on.
Okay. It's about 20 minutes off until it hits like the North Shore, but they're kind of spooked about the buoy models way out at sea. But here's what it looks like. It's almost 7 o'clock, and but we're gonna see. So that's it with the pre-tsunami look-see. Hopefully it'll be fine.